Hello! Oh, look what we're making today. We have got some Christmas pom-pom crafts for you. Super exciting. So we've got a little snowman here. Isn't he cute? It looks like he's gone through a hurricane actually, but I quite like him. And we also, I don't know if anyone's seen these. I love them. These are gonks. And it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's something with a big fluffy beard, a big nose and a big pointy hat. Hey! I love them. So, these are what we're making, and I'm also going to show you how to make a robin. Ooh, so you'll see the example of that at the end. So, here is what you need for your Christmas crafts. Let's pop them there so they can sit and make sure we're doing it right. Don't fall off. Okay, so most importantly, you need some wool. Now, depends what you're going to make. This wool is for Mr. Gonk's beard, so you could just use any kind of beard-coloured wool. And then these two, red and brown, are going to be for the robin that we're going to make. So yes, so you need some wool. You need some scissors. Now be very careful with your scissors. Make sure you've got a grown-up there so that they know what they're doing. And just so you can look after the grown-up as well, okay? So some scissors. They do need to be quite sharp to cut the wool. You need some kind of sticking thing. Now, you can use PVA glue, you can use a glue stick, you can use sellotape, or if you're being really crafty, you can use a needle and thread, which is what I'm going to use. You might need some felt or some foam or something. So this little guy, he's got a felt hat. And then this little guy's got a felt hat as well. So some felt. You might need some googly eyes, because Mr. Snowman has googly eyes, and our robin is going to have googly eyes as well. And then for your little pom-pom on top, you need a little pom-pom. And then you also need another pom-pom for his nose. So you can either make these really, really, really tiny pom-poms, or you can just buy them. Okay. And, most importantly, where have they gone? You need, to start with, to make your pom-pom, you need some cardboard and you need to make some O's. Woohoo! Make yourself some glasses. Or, if you find that way a bit too tricky, you can, I fancy cheating, you can get a pom-pom maker. Who knew these existed? They're amazing. So this is a much easier way of making a pom-pom. So if you struggle with your little fingers, this one we've got to thread it through the hole. This one, you just have to wrap it around it. So I'll show you how to use both of them. Yeah, shall we get started? Yay! So, first off, you need some cardboard and you need to make some O's. So, draw around something, draw around a glass, and then cut it out, and then get some help to cut out the middle. Okay, and you'll need two of them for one pom-pom, okay? Now, here we go then. So once you've got your little circles, you need some wool. Quite a lot of wool actually. So I'm going to do a big, big, big piece of wool and I'm going to cut it off. Being very sensible at all times with the scissors. And then all we're going to do, I've lost the end. It's great fun. This is a fantastic activity for sitting on the sofa and watching TV. Because it's very, very nice and calming, I think. Now you can, to make it a little bit quicker, I've got a knot in my wool. Don't put a knot in your wool. To make it a little bit quicker, you can double up your wool, like what I'm trying to do, but I've ended up with a big knot, which isn't so good, is it? Dearie me. So I've doubled up my wool. You could even do that and make it really thick bit of wool. What we're going to do is get one end, thread it through the hole, And then you can tie a knot, or this is my favourite way of doing it. You've got some loops here if you've doubled it over. Got a nice loop. And then you can get your tail and thread it through there. Oh, come on. There we go. And then it's nice and secure. Okay? So that's super easy. And then you just need to wrap it round and round and round and round. So we're just going to wrap and wrap and wrap. So if we're going to make a robin, you need some red in there as well. And the way to do a robin is wrap around your brown wool and leave a little tiny gap. Well, a bit bigger than a tiny gap. And then that's where you're going to do some red. Okay. So then you get a nice little red breast. So I'll show you that now. We'll get some red. Here we go. Oh, shall we have a lot of red? Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Who is in the Christmas spirit? Is anyone in the Christmas spirit yet? Have you had lots of mince pies? Oh, what's your favourite Christmas food? Or your favourite Christmas drink? I love cinnamon at Christmas. Ooh, really like cinnamon. In a mince pie or in a drink. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. So we'll start the red again. So we're going to thread one end through like this. Here we go. And then we've got the loops at the end. And then the tail is going to go through the loop. Here we go. And I will show you how much red you need to do. Okay. So we're going to thread it through. Now, here's the thing we need to talk about, Christmas trees. Who has got their Christmas tree up? I have! When did it go up? Was it, I know some people put them up in November. Wow, that's super early, isn't it? Yes. So this is our Christmas tree. It's quite a big one this year. Because we get a real Christmas tree. We go and choose it. And we like doing that because the smell of them is amazing. So lovely. And now, here's another question for you. Do you have a colour scheme on your Christmas tree? I know some people just really like to do have a colour scheme. Don't think we've really got one. We just like to throw balls on. It's the best way. So that is how much red you need. Red here, a little bit of red, and then all the way around needs to be brown. So Blue Peter style here. This is one I prepared earlier. Wow, look at that. So we've got a bit of red on here and we've got all the rest brown, and you want to do it, go round and round and round until you can barely get your finger through. Don't get your finger stuck though. So there's a little tiny hole, and that's because I couldn't put any more through it. So once we are at this stage, this is the exciting bit. So get a little bit of wool ready. You don't need too much. I've gone for a length that long. Okay? And then pop that to one side. You need to find where your cardboard is. Oh, can you see it? And then this is the crazy bit. You need to get your scissors and put it between the cardboard. Because remember, you've got two cardboard discs. And you need to pop it between. And then we are going to chop all the wool all the way around. Oh, it might do a little shed. That's okay. That's bound to happen. Now, please be very careful with this. Supervise your adults, please. Make sure they're doing it safely. That's it. Fantastic. Oh, makes a good sound, doesn't it? Okay, and then this is where you've got to be very careful because all of that is cut. Ooh. And this is where your thread comes through. So you get your thread And you want to pop it, oh, it's tricky to do it by yourself, in between your two cardboard discs. It goes in there. And we're going to tie a really tight knot. So then your pom-pom, oh, so pull it nice and tight as it'll go. Then can you tie a knot? Not so tricky, I think. Very tricky at knots. Okay, here we go. So that's nice and tight. Oh, I'm excited about this. And then you want to try and pull off your cardboard. So you might need to chop your cardboard, put a little slit in it, and then pull it off. Woohoo! So you kind of do that. And then your other one as well. Try not to chop too much wool. Oh, look at that. And then you might have some long straggly bits. So you might want to give it a little trim. So this is the bottom half of your robin. Cute, isn't he, already? It's already cute. And then you need a brown fluffy one. Just a smaller one for his head, and he's going to sit on there like that, okay? So you need 2 pom-poms for your robin, one with red in and one just brown. Lovely, lovely. And then, this is the magic. You need to stick them together. So you've got 2 bits of string here from where you tied up your pom-pom. What you can do, you can tie these together really, really, really tightly. Oh! Again, you might need some help. I think I need some help with this. Tricky, very tricky. Oh, make sure it's nice and tight so his head doesn't flop about. There we go. We've got nearly a robin. What does he need though? What does that robin need? He's got a head, he's got a body. So he needs, I think he needs some eyes and a beak. Oh, yes, absolutely. So, googly eyes. I've got sticky on ones. So mine can just stick on there. This is where you might need your glue. PVA isn't too good because the wool just absorbs it all. Oh dear. So if you can get sticky on, he's got a very wobbly head, hasn't he? Let's do another knot. Make it nice and tight. PVA, yes, it isn't too great. Pritt stick works quite well. Or sticky on eyes is the best one. Okay, there we go. Lovely. Oh, there's a lot of molting going on here. Ah, it looks cute already. I think he needs a beak though. What do you think? Should we give him a beak? So this is where the felt comes in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold over a little bit like that. Then I'm going to cut a triangle. And then it's got a little beak. Oh, so then it comes like a diamond. Okay. And now I'm going to use my needle and thread. And I'm not going to use grey. I'm going to use some red wool. Now the tricky bit is threading the needle, isn't it? Whoa. Who is good at threading a needle? Oh yes, there we go. So I'm going to... Now be very careful if you've got a sharp needle. You can use blunt needles for this. Because the felt isn't too thick. Okay, so... There we go. Let's put a little knot in the end so it doesn't come through. Oh heck. There's a lot of knots in this one. So just be prepared. There we go. And then we're going to stick, and you can pop your needle all the way through. Ah. Oh dear. You might need quite a big knot. So, so fiddly. I think I should have had a bigger piece of wool. What do you think? I bet you've got a bigger piece of wool than me. Have you? Yeah, reckon so. I reckon so. There we go. That should do it. Okay, let's try it again. Here we go. All the way through. Oh. There we go. Look. Ah, got myself a little robin. He's cute, isn't he? And then you've got a bit of red wool stuck out the back if you'd want it that way. So you need to tie another knot at the back, just to make sure that it doesn't slip out, and then chop it off. Okay, nice and short so it doesn't stick out. Ah, lovely. Here we go, we've got a robin. So these bits you can just trim down. There we go. Ta-da, we've got a robin. Ah, I like him. What shall we call him? Fred? Rocky? I'm going to call him Rocky. Rocky Robin. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Rocky Robin. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Ha-ha! There we go. Okay, so we are going to make one of these guys now. If you fancy, I'll show you how to do it. And I will show you how to use a pom-pom maker. Which is a lot easier than using the cardboard. So if you've got a couple of pennies spare from your pocket money, you could maybe see if you could find them. So it looks like this weird looking thing. So all we're going to do, we're going to use the same, kind of basically the same as the cardboard. So you need some wool. I'll chop off a little bit here. And I've got my beard wool, and I'm going to fold it over so we've got double wool. Wow, how long is that? Oh, hello. Then you're going to open up one side. Oh, I've already got a bit on here. Open up one side, and we're going to find that loop again, and then thread that through and make it nice and secure like that. And then look at this. We just need one movement. You don't have to let go of the wool. You just wrap it round and round and round and round, and it is so quick and easy to make pom-poms like this. So once this bit is really, really full, you want to pop that in there like that so none of the wool escapes, and then open your other side and then do the same. Now when that's really full and thick, close it up and then cut your wool all around it, and then use that piece of thread to wrap it all up and tie a really tight knot like we did on the other one. Okay, so here we go. Here's what I made earlier. So yes, you might get little straggly bits. Pull them out if you need to. Make him not, but it doesn't really matter because beards are always straggly, aren't they? So, we got our pom-pom. So now we need to make a hat. So pop that to one side and grab your felt. Now, what you need to do is, mine is an A4 sheet of felt, and I'm going to sew this. So you can do it with you can sew it or you can glue it. It's entirely up to you. So fold it in half like this, and then what we're going to do is cut a line from corner to corner. Okay. I hope you're good at cutting. Here we go. So watch your fingers. Make sure your adults are doing it very safely. Okay. Here we go. Oh. There we go. So we end up like this. And then, we get to do some sewing. And now you need to line it up so that it makes a cone shape like that. So you'll have a long bit at the back and a short bit at the front. So this is where you get your needle and thread. Whoop. And you need to tie a knot in the end of it so that you don't pull your thread all the way through. So it might need to be quite a big knot. How are you at tying knots? Oh yes, look, I've got a nice big knot there. So it doesn't matter if you want to start at the top or the bottom. But I'm going to start at the bottom. Okay. So, woohoo! Here we go. How is your sewing? Is it good? Hope it's better than mine, because mine goes a little bit wobbly. You need to just make sure that you sew 2 pieces together and not just one. Because then it wouldn't stay together. Ah! See how straight a line you can sew in. So watch your little fingers. Oh, shall we sing a Christmas song whilst we're sewing? Do you know what? This is reminding me, actually, of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And do you know that song? Oh, it's so while you work. I never know the words to songs either. I know, I'm a musician that never knows the words to songs. So yeah, I just kind of want to sing that song at the moment. But let's sing a Christmas song. Let's sing... Ooh, we all know Jingle Bells, don't we? Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Oh, 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 bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to laugh and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. How is yours doing? I'm finding that I'm having to pull my material across quite a lot at the top. But that's okay, you just do. Oh, goodness. Does anyone else make sound effects? I quite like making sound effects, actually, whilst I work. So yes, so you might need to just keep pulling it across to make sure that it meets at the top. So we want a nice, good point. Right, I think mine is nearly done, you know. And you know what? So what I'm going to do now, I've come to the top of mine, I think. So I'm just going to pull up the needle through the middle, and then I'm going to get one of these fellas. Got my little pom-pom ready for his hat, and I'm going to stick my needle up through the middle of that there, and then pull it nice and tight. And then I'm going to go down again and down through the middle of the hat. Now watch your fingers. This bit is very tricky because it gets really narrow at the top there. You need to find your needle. Ooh, push it down. That's it. Marvellous. Oh, have you found it? I've found mine. There we go. Nice and tight. There we go. We have, oh look, I've got a little bit. You might find you've got a little bit there. So do you know what? I'm just going to snip it off. There we go. Look at that. Lovely. And then we need a knot. Oh, I'll tell you what. I've got a bit of extra thread down here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach my hat to my beard. So what I'm going to do, like we did that top pom-pom, I'm going to get my needle and go through the middle of it and very carefully find it at the bottom there. There we go. And then, if you pull it too tight, that's what happens. Don't do that. Okay. There we go. And then you might want to go through your pom-pom a few times. Just so that it's nice and secure and you know the hat's not going to fall off. Okay, have you got that? Oh, I just pulled a bit of pom-pom out. Oh dear, oh dear. Fantastic. Oh, I've gone too tight again. There we go, at least he's going to stay on it. Now you need his nose on. So again, I've still got a bit of wool here. I'm going to go through the front. And I'm going to find my pom-pom. There's my big red nose. Here's my big red nose. And do exactly the same. Pop it through the middle. This is a great one. And then through both pom-poms. Find your needle very, very carefully. And here we go. Tie a knot in it so that you don't lose your nose and your hat. Chop off that wool. And there you have it. You've got your very own gonk. So, here we go. It's magical. Magical pom-pom Christmas here. So get crafting, enjoy your pom-pom making, and, you know, show us your pictures if you make any. That'd be awesome. Could even sit them on your tree. Lovely. Thank you very much for joining in, and we will see you again very soon.